What is Harmony One? We catch up with the Chief Operating Officer to discuss everything about this crypto technology.
Let's get into it.
All right, guys, today we are going to be catching up with Li, the COO of Harmony Protocol. We're going to be discussing everything Harmony as to make everyone aware of what this particular protocol and technology can do right now and in the future. If you find this video useful and informative, do go ahead and hit that like button. We both really do appreciate that. And of course, if you happen to be new to the channel and you would like to stay up to date with the new cryptocurrencies, the hidden gems, the technical analysis and news, then why not subscribe? By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything. Hit the bell, tap on all, and you won't miss a single notification or video that we do here. Right, with that said, Chris, anything else you want to add before we jump on down and welcome Li to the channel?
Just don't forget, you can delegate your Harmony One to the 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗀𝗀 pool. You can do this obviously using the ticker 𝗕𝗘𝗪1.
Fantastic. Right, let's jump on down and welcome Li to the show.
Let's do it.
Hi, Li, and welcome to Cheeky Crypto. It's great to have you join us today and for taking the time out of your busy schedule as well to talk everything Harmony. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you join us this evening. Should we kickstart things with a brief introduction from yourself and how you kind of got into crypto?
Yeah, hey guys, Nicholas and Chris, great to meet you here on this call. And yeah, just to tell a little bit of the Harmony story, I think we've shared our story and background before, but the project started in actually really as a community first in the Bay Area in Silicon Valley. So around 2017, early 2017, we actually started getting together as a group. Just entrepreneurs, founders, even myself, I came from a background in venture capital. So we would get together every Thursday actually, and just share ideas of what we're passionate about, what we want to pursue. And at the time, actually, a couple of the friends in our group started talking about blockchain really as a transformational technology. Obviously, it was a good market as well. So everyone was paying attention, but we were really exploring different ideas, from machine learning and then later on to blockchain about what we can do with this technology. And we really got excited that this was the next era in which, you can build an open platform that could impact the lives of billions of people. And it would be so open that, billions of people can benefit from it, as opposed to some of the other, technologies that have come before, where you build it's a software tool for an enterprise, or you try to get 10 customers to pay you some amount of money for it. We really felt like this is an opportunity. This is a change in how the world works, and right now you're seeing it. Right, a couple of years later, the thesis playing out that innovation in blockchain is happening at I would say 100 times the speed of other traditional industries, just because it's so open and permissionless, and people can build on top of each other. People are forking projects. So that's really exciting. And that's really how it started. It just started with a group of friends. We were exploring ideas, refining ideas. And finally, our founder, Steven, he wrote the white paper and kind of led the first fundraising round, created the project. And then, some of us from that community joined on to the project, and off we go. And that was the beginning.
Fantastic. It definitely seems to have been, as you say, a transformation, it's going on here in terms of technology. And you're right, it is moving at a very rapid pace.
Yeah, and I guess one of the questions that we get quite a lot from new people in the space that are invested in some of the different projects. What is Harmony, just for the people that are new to crypto and just want to sort of get a bit of an understanding of what Harmony One is?
Yeah, so Harmony is a open and fast blockchain. So originally we, when we started, we looked at the space, right? And of course, Bitcoin was the original, and then Ethereum came, and those chains had all, that enabled lots of different innovations. But we thought, of course, there are some limitations in terms of speed and performance, and so we set out really to make a a chain that is both fast, decentralized, and very secure, and that would scale to potentially billions of people using many products, right? So we are a open platform for financial assets, for collectibles, for people's identity, and even governance, which we're seeing many, organic DAO being formed on Harmony via the different products and communities. And we see that just growing for more and more. And so I think we're going to talk about the different, like some of the different features, but at the end of the day, like we are an open platform that people can build almost anything on. But our primary benefits are the fast speed, the scalability because of our, sharded architecture and proof of stake. And then of course, it is something that we think can serve, billions of people. And that's our mission.
And you also mentioned, Ethereum being, one of those kind of early projects, right? And obviously they obviously are a smart contract platform, obviously have lots of dApps built upon them. And obviously we've seen a couple of other projects also crop up, such as 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧, for example. Could you maybe, talk about what sets you apart from, Ethereum and maybe even 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧?
Yeah, so actually, we learned a lot from Ethereum, and when we started, 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧 actually started a bit before us, and they, designed their sharded architecture. For us, it's really about improving and building upon, what everyone has already built. And we, one of the main things that we think about is we're not necessarily competing with any of these platforms, but instead we're actually building bridges to all the major ecosystems, right? And we started with Ethereum. And of course, we also built our Binance Smart Chain bridge. And we can actually essentially bridge to all of the Ethereum compatible platforms. And Harmony is also fully Ethereum compatible with both the tooling and interfaces like MetaMask. And so as we go forward, we're actually going to build even more bridges to all the ecosystems and really allow people who are in any of these ecosystems to use our technology to scale their applications and make it seamless to transfer assets back and forth, whether it's financial assets or NFT is actually across our bridge that we've been working tirelessly on. And so you can imagine this world actually of where people the users don't necessarily have to worry about which chain they're on, which tech platform they're on, but they can interface with applications that then would use Harmony and then be able to access the best assets across all chains and have the benefit of all these technologies. So we're really thinking at a different level instead of rather head-to-head competition. And I think it's so early, right? As we talked about, even 4 years in for our journey, like it is still very early days in terms of crypto as a $1 to $2 trillion asset class versus like just the stock market globally is $100 trillion, right? So we can literally say this journey is 1% finished.
Yeah, we talk about how early it is on the channel regularly because you get a lot of people that are maybe a little bit impatient, particularly around like the adoption of some of the crypto projects that are in the space. But we also talk about the bridging and how important we kind of feel that is for the future. And obviously Harmony's doing lots of bridges that you just mentioned. But can we talk about that in a little bit more detail and what it means for Harmony One?
Yeah, so as we were just mentioning about the bridges, we built the bridge to Ethereum, we built a bridge to Binance Smart Chain. We're working on our Bitcoin bridge. We've launched a bridge to one of the Polkadot chains on testnet. So really it's about the beginning is just creating the bridges so that assets and applications can move very easily. But later on, we're working on a cross-chain API that will let developers, call assets and be able to, basically build things that access all these major crypto ecosystems. And so that is one of the ways in which, we're not only bridging blockchains, we want to be the bridge to Web 2 developers as well. So people who have not experimented in Web 3 development, coming from traditional backgrounds, they can now perhaps use our cross-chain API to access all of crypto without worrying like, oh, do I need to develop on this chain? Do I need to develop on that chain? So that is going to be one of the core things that we do for the rest of the year, maybe next year, for however long, to keep building, to basically raise all of these ecosystems and connect all of these ecosystems.
That is fantastic. I mean, it's it's something that we do actually talk about quite a bit because it is the future, right? You need to have that interoperability across chain. It's going to be really difficult to as a user be able to truly utilize all of this fantastic technology if you cannot have that interoperability. So it's absolutely vital. So it's fantastic that you're doing this great work to be that bridge, right, between these chains, which is great. So with that being said, is there could you talk about the roadmap and potentially what's on the horizon for Harmony?
Yeah, well, our bridge is called Horizon, so funny that you should mention that. But so actually one of the things that is really important to us on our roadmap is open development, which is, we will continue as Harmony, the core project, to build bridges and to continue to improve our infrastructure, provide things like cross-chain API. But we are actually engaging with an open community of developers. So working with partners like Gitcoin, which is the largest Web3 developer platform. And really, we think about like how to scale from, let's say 10, 20, 30 core developers or core developer community to hundreds, if not thousands or tens of thousands of developers who are, building different products, whether it's on the infrastructure layer, middleware, or application layer. And that's truly like the beauty of blockchain, basically, is that you can have all this creative energy and scale it to anyone in the world. And it's an open platform that they can use, right? So I think there's a bunch of things on the roadmap that we care a lot about, in terms of interoperability, adoption, and decentralization. But we also really care about getting the community and getting builders around the world to engage, be involved, work with us through our partners like Gitcoin and many others. And we can actually go deeper on that too.
And I guess the next question that I had was just around driving adoption. We think this is really like big for every project in the space. And we were just wondering, what are the plans for Harmony around driving adoption?
Yeah, so I think there's probably a couple of different path and at different levels. So of course we are, we've been very heavily pushing for kind of different DeFi primitives on Harmony. So now you have a number of community DEXs that have launched on Harmony. We are definitely we want to do more in that space, both in DeFi, but also in the NFT world. We have our DaVinci gallery market that's been launched that have allowed thousands of people basically to mint tens of thousands of NFTs at very low cost and very environmentally friendly, because it doesn't, it's a proof of stake network. So these are just some of the basic things. And of course, these showcases allow other members in the community either to fork these projects, build on top of these projects, and we're reaching out to other existing applications and their ecosystem to bring them to Harmony. And especially, we're looking for projects, applications that are thinking about a cross-chain strategy, because not every app is thinking about that today, but I think that will be something that they need to think about in this future world where there will be many chains, and there won't be exactly one chain. Even layer 2 scaling solutions, like there won't be just one. Potentially there could be many, and so applications need to think about what their cross-chain strategy is. And so we're talking to those kinds of projects to kind of bring them to Harmony, to actually even allow them to figure out what their cross-chain strategy is with us. So that's one path. Another is, as we talked about open development, we're doing a pretty large hackathon that we're going to announce next month. And that will attract developers to build more applications. And then, of course, on the user side, we haven't talked about DAOs yet, decentralized autonomous organizations. We started the validator DAO. We're in the process of starting helping our community launch the community DAO. But we can see basically decentralized autonomous organizations form in different interest areas. So whether it's research, incubation, marketing, or regional ones, different countries, different languages, communities, these will all be formed. And we think, yeah, that's going to drive a lot of interest and new people into blockchain in general.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, I think there's some bright things, coming in the future, right? It's a lot of hard work up front, but you can just see what the future's kind of looking like, and it's looking pretty good so far. So with all that kind of in mind, right, we've spoken a little bit about bridging, we've spoken about roadmap, and obviously what potentially drives adoption. But where do you see Harmony in the next 5 years from now? I know 5 years is quite a long time, and especially in the blockchain world.
Right,
but
right.
Where do you kind of see Harmony going?
Yeah, so I think 5 years sounds like 50 years, but we definitely have some pretty clear goals and roadmap. I think as a summary of basically everything that we already talked about today, right? So continue to build interoperability within all the major blockchain ecosystems, continue to engage open development and engage the developer community, and just be much more open to all the developers in the world, right? And I really think that the potential is we're just scratching the surface in terms of blockchain technology. It's like everyone talks about the internet in 1997 or 1994. Yeah, just pick your year. Basically, we're like somewhere in the year, maybe early 90s on the internet analogy. But I think you can see basically all of these theses that people already have playing out in a major way. Whether it's every city will have a DAO, whether it's all countries will recognize crypto as legal tender in some ways, like whether it's powering Harmony as the way to power both cross-chain finance, but also cross-border financial transactions for real businesses. I mean, we're talking about the world is a really big place, and we're talking about all the financial assets, all of your intellectual property, all of your identity, and all governance moving from the off-chain world, which is not transparent, that has different problems, and moving on-chain. And so that's worthy of a 5-year journey, right? Is getting the entire world on-chain, because there's just some technological advantages. There's just some like fundamental benefits of having these things on chain rather than off chain. And if we have more time, I'll tell you some interesting stories from my old days why I think that. But yeah, I think 5 years that would be an amazing thing to see. And it's I'll just say it's inevitable. It's just a matter of time and who does it and which projects. But yeah, that's the future.
Yeah, and we talk about what we think the future is going to look like. Back in September, October last year, we were talking about like tokenized stocks, tokenized property, all these different things that we kind of expect to happen. So yeah, it's really, really interesting. And I think, yeah, we are just scratching the surface at the moment. I think there's so much more to come. But with that said, what excites you the most about Harmony One?
I think this is a exciting time just because we built the infrastructure. We've built the underlying, we launched mainnet. This is actually going to be our 2-year anniversary in June. On June 28th, it's our 2-year anniversary of the mainnet launch. And so the next stage is what's exciting to me, which is, adoption, allowing many more people to participate in, again, the on-chain economy. And so that's just so exciting. Like, it's like helping people wake up to all the possibilities, right? And just as an example, like one of the projects that launched on Harmony in, a couple months ago, they were able to get to a couple $100 million market cap within like 2 months, basically. And imagine like a traditional business, if it would take you 2 months just to do the paperwork, set up all the bank accounts, do all these things, like get all the lawyers to sign off on documents, form the corporation, etc., find an office, whatever you have, right? And so like we're still so early in communicating this to the world that this is the possibilities now of how you can do things, right? Which radically change the way we do things. And for things like, obviously for products, right? You can build things of tremendous value in a short amount of time. But things like DAO, you can organize, you can, instead of going through the whole process of starting a corporation, in which there are a lot of countries in which that is very difficult, right? You can now form a DAO in as long as you have enough people and they all agree to participate, like you can form it in a few days or a few weeks. And you can be off and running and drive the change that you want in the world, right? And so in some ways, like we can imagine even DAOs being like a new digital country, a digital nation for people. And there will be many, and there will be many more, and they'll be much more flexible, and they can interact with each other, and you can move from one nation to another very easily. You can change your citizenship in DAOs, and so I just think that if we start going down the road, right, what's exciting is everything's going to be exciting. There's so many things that is being made possible with this technology that over the next few years, you're going to see all of them happen, right? And yeah, we're just super lucky to be alive at this particular moment in time, and we're in this space. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I was going to say it's going to be life-changing for many, right? People that perhaps find it really difficult to get finance, be able to move freely around the world. It's going to be life-changing for many people. We've talked about this on the channel quite a lot. It is remarkable what is being done. So yeah,
absolutely. So those are the questions that we kind of had picked out for today. But is there anything else that you want to maybe leave the audience with today?
Yeah, I think the most important thing that we want to convey from our end is that Harmony is a open platform, and what that means is that we really need actually community participation, open participation. We would love to work with people who are not just interested in building applications. Of course, we want to work with those folks who want to learn and build and even scale their existing applications, whether it's from different communities or folks who are really excited about building DAOs. And really the hardest part of all of this is actually human participation, right? And so the technology is ready. The platform is very ready to scale. And I think the next part is we really would love for anybody to get in touch with us, whether it's through our hackathon, whether it's through our bounty program, whether it's just through our community, and to really build with us, because this is a platform for everyone, for you at the end of the day. So that's what we are, that's what we're most excited about. We've earmarked, we reserved at least $10 million from the Harmony Foundation to work with external partners, to work with projects, to just kind of build together, actually. And that'll be the most fun that we'll ever have with an open platform like this.
Yeah, that's great news. And really do appreciate you spending the time with us this evening to talk about everything Harmony and all the great things that you guys have been working on. Really do appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys very much, and hope to be back. Hope to continue to engage with your community as well.
Okay, that was Li from Harmony. Fantastic for him to spend the time today to discuss everything Harmony One, what it is, what their project is about, how it was founded, and of course that most important roadmap where they see Harmony going in the future. I think you'll agree there were some very insightful pieces of information in this interview, and hopefully you did find it useful and informative. If you did, hit that like button for us. We both really do appreciate it. And of course, if you happen to be new to the channel and you would like to stay up to date with those new cryptocurrencies, those hidden gems, the technical analysis and news, then do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything we do here. It is free. You'll stay well informed. So why not? Tap that bell and you won't miss a single video. Right, with that said, done and out of the way, guys, we hope you have a fantastic day and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Yeah, take care.